Hey guys, what's up? It's Mike from the James16Group here again. Here to show you a trade that I've just entered utilizing, again, the Autochartist pattern recognition software here. We have a channel down continuation breakout trade that I'm playing here. Again, I'm going to show you using price action, but here's that channel down. We have this resistance of this trend line. Again, resistance, 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 all the way down. We have the support of the underside, and we're breaking out here. So the idea is, how do we trade this, right? How do we properly enter this trade? So I'm going to show you using price action what I'm doing here. So I'm actually going to jump to the weekly time frame, which is where this price action is that I'm using. So let me redraw the channel down resistance area, which is the most important. And let me just show you how we bring in both confluence and price action analysis to this situation here. So if we look here, we have this bullish outside bar. Again, this bullish outside bar has a lower low than the previous bar, higher high than the previous bar, and look where it closes, right? It closes above the trend line, closes above this 2.1 big round number, and again, we're showing that breakout utilizing this engulfing outside bar. Now we also want to bring confluence in here, right? So look what we have here. Look at all this resistance we have previously, right? Massive resistance, massive resistance. Look what happens when price breaks through this area, turns to support, right? We come back to this area later. Look what happens again. We turn to support, and then price turns back to resistance. So this is, again, a price pivot zone. It's just a flip between support and resistance. But notice it lining up with the trend line, right? It intersects with this area where this bullish outside bar is closing back over. It's closing over this price pivot zone, the long-term and short-term price pivot zone. So this is a very strong indication price wants to break out here, and I'm simply buying on a pullback towards this price pivot zone, right? So I'm buying right near this price pivot zone area that should hold. What I'm going to look to do is hopefully see if price can hold, push higher. Again, look to move my stop up. This is a weekly chart, right? So it might take a little time to materialize to get us towards this next price pivot zone area here around the 2.15, but that's okay. There's an open gap left. Price should drive higher. It's just about being patient, and we'll see how this trade materializes. Okay, guys, just a small update here. So again, we can see price starting to turn higher here, right? We can see the price pivot zone starting to hold, price starting to push higher. Again, I'm not going to move my stop quite yet. I'd like to really sort of see us push a little bit higher here, sort of towards the middle of this last bearish pin bar before moving our stop. So let's see what happens, and we'll update this next time. Alright guys, so now we got a nice little push up here above the big round number of 2.1. So it's a good time. Let's go ahead and shift our stop. I'm going to put it right under this current week's low. So again, most of my risk is now off the table. We can see if price can drive higher here. This is really the biggest key in trading, is reduce your losses, let your winners run, and things will work out okay. So we'll see what happens next. Okay, guys, great. So look at prices continue to push on higher here. Again, this is going to be a great time now. I'm going to get my stop to break even, remove all my risk. Again, I'll readjust this perfectly after, and just see if we get one little final push here into the 2.15. As price sort of gets above the high, I'll look to possibly cut out. But again, we've reduced all our risk now. It's a free trade, and we'll see if we can get that last push. Okay, guys, here's a final update. I'm actually going to go ahead and close this one out. We're right at that pivot zone here. We're right underneath that big round number. A really good trade. So I'm going to go ahead and close this trade, call it a wrap. It was again, a pretty simple trade. Just took a lot of patience. I know a weekly chart might seem very long to a lot of you, but again, it all comes back to defining and finding your pattern with Autochartist, applying a little price action, a little confluence, and then just letting that trade work out and being smart about how you manage it and cut your losses. So again, guys, looking forward to your feedback, and we'll speak soon.